lead the way so that
That is 19-year-old Agric Biotechnology student, currently in second year at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. He will be our focus on food chain for today.
This was Thank you very much for joining us on Food Chain on JoyNews. First, tell us your name and where'd you come from?
Okay, my name is Suhini Bawa and I'm a second year agricultural biotechnology student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So currently, school has resumed, and so I'm a student and learning.
And this is your farm?
Yes, this is my farm.
Tell us about your farm.
So firstly, the size of the land is 100 by 80. So it's a 2-plot farm. And as you can see, not everything is mainly cassava production. I just use a portion of the land to begin. So this is actually my startup farm. My motivation for starting this farm is because cassava plantation isn't cost intensive, and it's not a type of crop where you actually have to be nurturing it and then checking it frequently. Just once a while is enough for it because it's a storage crop.
So would you say the commercial value of the crop cassava perhaps might have also influenced you, aside the fact that it doesn't really need a lot of effort in cultivating a crop?
Well, yes, it's also a factor because cassava, in terms of its commercial value, as you said, is actually quite high, and it has been high for the years gone by. So yes, it has influenced my decision.
Let's talk about growing up. Growing up, have you always wanted to become a farmer, or did you ever dream of owning your own farm? How was growing up like?
So growing up, owning my own farm wasn't actually my dream. I was actually motivated to be into something related to like the medical field because I'm very interested in anything related to biology. But as I was growing up, I was actually interested in farming practices. So on my backyard farm, back when I was in my old house, I was planting spring onions, dandelion, carrots, onions itself, and a whole lot.
Okay. So at what age did you start this backyard farm?
So this began when I was 10 years old. That's when I began with all these backyard farming activities, and I actually enjoyed it. It was a worthwhile experience. So
and what informed that decision? Did you see your mom doing it? Did you see your father doing it? Or how did you get started? Because at 10 years old, you need help.
Yes.
To put together the farm and all that.
So it was actually my mother and I that began with that farming activity at our backyard. So it was her initiative for us to be like at that age. Obviously, I can't finance and then do everything myself. So we did it together, and I was a helping hand. So helping her to, weed and then do the necessary stuff and sow the seeds.
The seeds. So from there you developed the interest.
Yes.
Yeah. How long did you guys do the backyard farm?
Well, this was done like for 4 to 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yes.
And you decided to stop?
Yeah, we decided to stop for at that location we were at that moment. So when we moved to our new place, we began, and then I wouldn't actually call that one a backyard farm because it was a large land.
Okay.
Yes. So it's kind of like the remaining portion that we didn't plant this cassava on.
Okay.
And we did a whole lot, like even more than what we did, from carrots to watermelon to spinach to alefu, waterneck, tomatoes, and then even cucumber. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. So for 5 years you've been doing that, and at a very tender age. Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 19 years
You're
currently.
19. And when did you acquire this land? When did you start with this new land and this new farm?
I acquired it, so this is actually my mother's land, and then with her help I just thank her so much for lending me this land to actually begin with this farming activity. So I started with this farm, that was early last year.
Okay.
So around May.
May.
Yeah, like mid-May, thereabouts. That's when I began with actually planting these cassava sticks.
You are 19, you are in school, and you decided to work on this farm. What is the experience like? How are you managing this land by yourself?
Well, starting out, I found it a little bit hectic because, as you can see now, like the weeds aren't as prominent as how it was back then, because it was actually like a bush, so to speak. So it's the clearing process that became an issue, because using a mechanized process to clear all the weeds and then to till the land would have been preferable, but I had to resort to manual labor to do that. So it's through that I've even made this kind of progress in the first place. So
did you take part in the weeding?
I didn't actually take part, but I was here, I was present.
Yeah, to ensure that the weeding was
done properly. But it also had to be bent, because not everything could be wet. Yes, there were stumps in the ground and all that. So yeah.
All right.
Farming, importantly, agriculture, is always regarded the backbone of every economy. But the interest of the younger generation to venture the sector has always been a cause for concern. Evans Tremensa is a large-scale cassava farmer and CEO of Agric Impact. He has a campaign that is mobilizing the youth to start their own farms. His first conference in Kumasi succeeded in whipping up interest of young people. Bawa is one of the participants of the summit.
You are still watching Food Chain with me, Prince Apia. At this moment, we are going to speak to Evans Tremensa, who is a cassava farmer and again the CEO of Agric Impact. He's been engaging the youth and encouraging them to get into farming and holding large crowds in terms of conferences to encourage the young people to get into agric and its value chain divisions. So we are going to speak to him briefly. Thank you very much for joining us on Food Chain on JoyNews.
Thank you very much, Prince. The last time we came to the farm, I did mention that we were going to hold a conference, a summit to, as it were, drive the interest, the interest, and then also the need for the youth to see the value in agriculture and agribusiness and its related value chain, and why they must engage themselves in it. And God being so good, we had a conference. It was successful. We had over 4,000 attendants physically, and a large number also joining us via online. After the summit, we were able to engage over 1,200, who showed interest in agriculture. But of course, because we were financially handicapped, we were not able to support all. So what we did was that we selected few, those who were ready with their lands. Then we were able to inspect their lands, and then we were able to support some of them to start their farms and their farming enterprise and agribusiness. So what we are doing now is that we are...
Hold on, before you talk about what you are doing now, what kind of support, can you describe the kind of support you're giving? Are you helping them with farmlands? Are you giving them technical support? Are you giving them cash to help them with their farming? What exactly is the support? What's the range?
So the support is in terms of technical. So that means that we will come to your farm, we will encourage you, we will look at the farm, we will inspect it, we will also advise you what to do and then the area of interest that you have shown. For example, somebody wanted to do cassava, okay, and we will now engage the person into details what it required to do cassava farming. Somebody want to do pig farming. The one who wanted to do pig farming, we will engage you, okay, on technical issues about pig farming. Those who wanted to do vegetables, okay, what does it entail, you know, to engage yourself in vegetable farming? So this is where the technical support that we offer. Apart from that, we also went to inspect their lands and also to advise how to go about land preparation, and then also mechanization, how to plow, how to prepare the land, and stuff like that. After the inspection of the land, then we will financially also support. We'll give you cash, we'll give you money to get into the actual work, because when we have outlined the cost of production, how we are going to start the mechanization aspect, the land preparation, the seedlings, the labor, then we will support you with money. We'll give you money, physical cash. I'm sure when you engage some of them, they will tell you, and then you use the money to really get the work, you know, going. Afterwards, we will also come back and monitor how you are faring on the work, and many of them, you know, we have to encourage them, because, you know, farming is not an easy work. You need a lot of tenacity, a lot of stamina to be able to keep going. And so far so good. They've done so well, amazingly well, and I'm so proud of them. And after the money to, there's another, I mean, so that means that we are still with them. We keep engaging ourselves. They come to the office, we also call them, we visit their farms, and then, I mean, it's like a relationship we've started together. So we are together, we make sure that all the time they are doing very well, and if they have any challenges, then they come again, and then we deal with it and then solve it. So that has been the kind of work that we've been engaging ourselves over the last month after the summit. So it's both technical and then also financial.
How many farmers or how many young people have you supported so far?
So far,
or are you still supporting?
Yes, so far we have various stages of support that we have been dealing with and giving to them. As I said, we have been doing more of the technical and then also the financial. On the technical side, if my data will serve me right, I think we've done almost about 200 of them. And then also on the financial, we have done about close to about 20. So right now, what we are doing is that we are still sorting out some of them, because some of them, the land that they have is not for them, you know. So we need to really, as it were, engage the owners of the land to find out how the modalities and then the arrangements, you know, in terms of whether they're going to have it per year basis or for a period of time. So that's where we are. Others too, they don't have the land. We are engaging chiefs, you know, to have block farming, where we can have a large farm, for instance, maybe about 10 acres, 20 acres. Then we can have many of the youth coming together to farm, doing different aspects of the agriculture on the ground. Some can do maize, some can do vegetables, others can do cassava, others can do piggery, fish farming, and then others. So it's a kind of ongoing kind of work that we are doing.
Support,
and it's a very tough work, and at the same time exciting, because you get to understand how these young guys are very passionate. They want to do something. They are very excited about they themselves getting engaged at that level, you know, and seeing themselves doing something that ordinarily they wouldn't have done. And for me, that is very fulfilling. And I'm trusting that going forward, we'll be able to help a lot of people, and then we'll get the financing to scale up and to help so many people in Ghana.
What about access to markets? Are you helping them get, their product to the market, or you're also providing, or say linking them to the market in any way?
We have linked them to market access. We have people who are ready to engage them, to take everything that they produce. For instance, so that is key, because during training, we tell them that farming from the market to farm approach is better than farm to market approach, meaning that you need to secure market before you start growing the crop.
You're about holding another summit like what you did last year. Tell us about it.
So yes, our next summit is going to happen on the 1st of April. I believe, friends, that this is an agenda for national development, and it's a campaign that I am embarking on. This, I personally see it as a divine assignment, where I am embarking on this campaign, this advocacy, this drive to push a lot of our young people, especially women and youth, into agribusiness and agriculture, and for them to see the value, for them to engage themselves in, for them to see that even now, especially in times that we find ourselves in, when food prices are going up, when we have food inflation, when the supply chain is disrupted, it is time for Ghana to have a very strong intentional approach in building our food security strategy. And I believe that if we get all stakeholders involved, we get development agencies to collaborate with us, we get government agencies to believe in what we are doing, and we are able to drive so many of our young people in Ghana into agribusiness, I am telling you that in the next foreseeable future, we will see our economy grow and prosperity coming into our young people. And I believe so much that in this coming summit that we are going to have at the KNUST on the 1st of April, this is where we are going. This is where we are targeting. This is where we're going to focus. That we need to increase our food productivity in Ghana. The youth must be the focus.
So I know last year there was this big summit on Agric Forum by Agri Impact. You attended that particular forum. Tell us about your experience. What are the lessons you picked, and how did they influence you in starting this farm?
Yeah, so as I said previously, I'm an Agric Biotechnology student. So anything now currently related to agriculture, I just want to put my all into it and then find out any new developments, any whatever is going on. So I decided to go ahead, take the initiative to attend the summit, and it was actually a fruitful one. I didn't regret my experience there, and it wasn't a wasted time at all, because we're educated on the things that we need to do, like on the land, how to start everything up.
So have you had any technical support or assistance from them apart from attending the summit?
Yes, I have. After the summit, we're made to do like a business proposal, like make our own business proposal and then submit it to one of the associations on campus. So after that, Pastor Evans Tremens gathered me and then the other people that were also interested in taking like this initiative to begin our selection process. So it was through that I started this cassava production thing. And so after the selection process, then I came here with Pastor Evans Tremens to view the land, and because I actually had a land ready, that's why I even managed to begin, and the cassava has grown to this point. And so he managed to assist me, thankfully, with some amount of money to aid with the weeding and some agricultural practices I need to do, activities.
Okay, so Boa, you are still on campus.
Yes.
How are you combining school with this farming business?
Well, for me, my experience, it hasn't actually been stressful like that, because
Okay.
the weekends are always available for me to come and check up my farm to see what is going on. And sometimes I come and do the weeding and pruning myself.
Okay.
Yes. So it hasn't actually been a stressful experience for me. Yeah.
And how was that? How was get having a farm, practicing it, impacted the program you are doing on campus, in school? Because it's related to agric.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
So, how has it impacted, influenced in any way?
So it has made me to actually get a new fondness for the program I'm offering on campus, and to, like I said, appreciate it even better, and to know that agriculture itself is a lucrative venture, and I believe the youth in Ghana should actually consider investing their time and then money into it too, because it's going to yield a lot, like in the future. So this is a prospective something. Like I said, this is actually my startup farm. So very soon the cassava is going to be ready for harvest. So somewhere around late April to May this year, and I have to make sales. So that's the business aspect of it. So when I acquire the funds, then I can now strategize and then see what to put the money into. Well, firstly is to acquire another land, hopefully acres of land, to expand what I'm currently on.
Okay. Is it a cassava you're still going to do, or you're looking at getting into other crops?
I'm looking at getting into other crops, specifically fruit production. But I'm still going to be doing the cassava. I'm not going to drop it. But
well, you are still watching Food Chain with me, Prince Apia, and I'm here with a young farmer, 19-year-old Bawa Suhini, who is cultivating cassava at the moment, and he plans on into the future doing other things as well. Let me ask you about the business aspect of it. Are you planning, or do you have any plans, or are you getting support with the business part of the farming you are doing? Because of course you are injecting a lot of resources into it. You would have to cost it well so you don't make losses at the end of the day.
yes, those are certainly words for thought, and I'm not currently starting with how I'm going to actually organize the business part of it, but very soon I'm going to begin with that aspect with it. But for now, I have people I can sell the cassava to, like after harvest.
Okay.
So at least that's one thing I'm
So you've
currently
already
on.
worked on your market already?
Yes, I've worked on that aspect of it.
Okay. So they are ready for the cassava when harvested?
Yes, they are ready. They are ready for it.
That's beautiful. Is it something you thought of before you started the farming, the cultivation, or along the line decided to get the buyers?
It was actually along the line that I decided to get the buyers, and it wasn't only through my help, it was with Pastor Evans German's help that I managed to get these prospective customers.
Because I know that as a farmer, there are a lot of challenges. As a young farmer, what are some of the challenges you are facing cultivating this land or even starting this business?
I think I know that my major challenge is the tilling of the land and then clearing the land. Like as you can see, there is still a lot of weeds on this land. So yes, because the mechanized process of clearing the land and all that would have been preferable and easier and better. So that is my major challenge, not having the equipment to aid.
So are you paying somebody to do it for you, or you do it yourself together with the labor?
Yeah, we both work together, but we alternate.
Okay.
Like we
So
don't.
do you pay him?
Yes, he does receive his own share, a commission for his work.
His work done, yeah. Alright. And how are you doing? How are you funding that from your pocket?
Yes.
Or are you getting help from your mom?
Yes, she has also been a great help to
Support you.
to support me like throughout. She's the one who has actually helped me to go this far. I can say that in recent times, it has actually been a difficult thing acquiring any piece of land at all, be it a half plot or even one plot. But I still believe it's possible to acquire. Like you said, yes, this is a development land and it will soon be taken over, like probably in a year's time. So that's actually been something that I've been pondering over a lot, like where to actually get the land. The location is key. The niche and then the markets that I'm supposed to sell to. So,
where do we see you, Bawa, in the next 5 years? By then you should be done with your school.
yeah.
Where should we see you? What's the plan?
The plan is for me to actually expand what I'm currently doing. Like I want to go big, but I also have to be realistic at the end of the day. So hopefully I want to get like 2 acres of land. So that's 8 plots to do other things aside cassava, like I said, fruit production and even vegetable crop production to feed both my family and then Ghana.
And what about the program you're doing? Are you going to go full swing into farming like this, or you're going to practice and then do your farming as well?
Yeah, I'm going to continue my practice and then use that to help improve my farming and my cultural activities. Because what I'm currently doing is pertaining to genetic engineering. So it's how to modify these crops and then to get high nutritive value and the like. So that's what my focus is currently on. To end this conversation, I just want to make the youth of Ghana, it's not only the youth though, but primarily them, to know that agriculture isn't something you should shy away from or to feel like you are lowering your standards to. It's actually very lucrative and it's always going to be around like forever because we need to eat, we need to feed ourselves. We also need to feed the animals that some consume at least. For the young people in school, especially those who are in the university, like it doesn't matter whether you are doing computer science, medicine, whatsoever. You can speak with those who are currently doing agriculture and stuff. Like try to form connections with them because it's through them that you can actually get some agricultural knowledge to begin what you would also want to do. So that's the way. So you have to form relations and then we are ready to guide anyone who is actually ready to begin anything agriculture related, to share our knowledge, what we have studied and are still studying, to assist them. And like I said, agriculture isn't only related, it's not only about this hectic cutlass and whole farming and all those stuff. You can be into the importation of these agricultural implements and equipment. So get all these plowers and have a warehouse and then you can be selling them. So that's something one can get into. So yes, you can speak to anybody who is doing agricultural science, will help you.
So well, we've been speaking to Bawa Suhini, who is a farmer. He's been cultivating this land for quite a while now. He's a 19-year-old farmer and he's been farming for more than 5 years. That's very interesting. But he's doing so well for himself, and we've been speaking to him about his experience, challenges, and his prospect, where he's getting help from, and how he is going to continue with this farming business. My name is Prince Apia. Thank you for joining us and see you same time next week. Stay tuned.